Hey guys, it's Katie, and for today's video I'm going to be talking about writing slumps. And before I begin, I do have a blog post all about how to deal with writer's block. If you don't know, I have a blog. I talk about book things, I talk about writing things, I talk about some other things on there. So I'll leave the link to my blog and also my blog post down below. And that's more like short-term writer's block things when you've been going along great and suddenly you can't think of what happens next in your story. But this video is going to be more about long-term, when you just don't have the motivation to write or you just can't come up with ideas and it's been days or weeks or something like that. And I have recently been in a writing slump recently, so I know firsthand what I'm talking about. So hopefully making this video helps you guys get out of your writing slumps, because I'm finally out of mine and it feels so great. So let's get into the video. So the first tip I have for you guys is to work on something besides the draft that you're on, but that still benefits the story. So for example, say you have a character that you know about but you still need to learn their backstory. Take a break from writing your draft and go work on their backstory, learn more about them, or add details to the maps that you have for your world, or add details in the story about the world. Things like that where you are still working on something that helps the story and benefiting the story, but that's not what you have been working on mainly for, a long period of time. And I think that kind of gives your brain a little bit of a rest, but it also might give you inspiration, because who knows, working on that character's backstory may help you figure out what happens in the future. So my next tip is to read or watch something with a great story that reminds you why you fell in love with writing in the first place. And so you can read any book, watch any TV show, watch any movie, just as long as it has a really good story that you love, or that you think you'll love if you haven't read/seen it before. And I think just seeing something or reading something that's on that level of, how well written it is, I think that definitely inspires me. So for an example, I recently read Magnus Chase and the Hammer of Thor, and that actually helped me get out of my writing slump, because I was struggling to crawl out of the pit that is the writing slump. But then I read that book, and although Rick Riordan's writing is completely different from my stories and writing style and all of that, it still is a very well written book, and it just got me excited about writing again. My next tip is, if you're just struggling to find the motivation to actually just sit down and get some work done, because once you've been writing every day or every other day, or just even most days, for a very long stretch of time, it can, be a struggle to sit down again and write some more. One thing I do to help myself with that is to sit down for 10 minutes at a time. I put a timer on my phone for 10-15 minutes, and just tell myself, okay, just write for 10 or 15 minutes. That's it. You can go binge watch Netflix after this. Just do some sort of writing for 10 to 15 minutes. And that really helps, because, it helps me get in the zone, because I'm not sitting there worried about how long I have to write. I'm not sitting there thinking, oh God, I have another hour of this. So taking that pressure off of myself helps me get creative again and really just focus on the story a bit more. And typically I find at the end of 10 to 15 minutes I'll want to keep going. And my last tip for you guys is, if you're struggling with the story of your work in progress, it's gotten kind of boring or you're just not interested in it, add a big plot twist or make something exciting happen. Maybe it's time. If you're bored, your readers might be bored while they're reading it, so maybe it's time for a little bit of a change, even if it kind of sends your story into a different direction than you weren't expecting it to go in. It could still be really good. So maybe a change is what's needed. So add that plot twist and it'll really help. And that's it. I hope you guys liked this. I hope this helped you. I know this was kind of a quick video, but I thought it would be fun to film, and I thought that it might help some of you guys who are writers. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you have any suggestions. I'm always looking for suggestions on writing. I will have a book-related video out for you guys sometime soon, so stay tuned for that. And yeah, thanks so much for watching. I hope you have a great day. Bye!